Nothing gets past this guy.
You should actually now.
Like, we're actually good now.
Yeah, now you should actually be.
All right. Mom, I hope you can hear this now.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you ever flag any issues. I mean, if you have your own comments, chime in, of course. All opinions are welcome. Except that guy in the stream the other night. Not last week, it was the week before that said the Colts would win the Super Bowl. That guy can stay away. But
Colts would win the Super Bowl.
That's what he said. I mean, I think he was just trying to rage bait, which worked because I
Yeah.
got kind of hot. So, I mean,
Yeah,
if
Colts-
he's here, he can stay home, but everyone else, he can talk.
Yeah, when the Colts win the bowl, pigs can fly.
That's what I mean.
If we're good to go,
Yeah, you guys.
I might go.
all right.
Let me just.
I might go Cowboys over Colts.
If they got Parsons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get to that. Spoiler. No
I
audio.
still don't hear you guys.
Chat, let us know what you guys hear, if at all, what we need to do, you know. We're out here, you know, we're new to the game. We're a streaming brand. We're new to the
Why This
game.
isn't working.
Sure.
Streaming brand, baby. Is that lock button next to it not on? Is that why?
No, it's
Oh.
unlocked. Just don't know why it wouldn't be giving us.
All right, let's just say the worst
Here,
shit we
you
can.
guys keep talking, and I'm gonna check it over.
Let's just say the most inflammatory stuff we can say until it goes
Heinous.
on. Oh my god.
Guys, careful in case it's on.
Yeah, of course,
I'm
of course.
kidding.
It was just a bit. It was just a bit. I mean, how funny would it be? You're on YouTube right now. You watch this stream, and then I'm just staring a hole into that camera, and like they can't even hear me. Oh, maybe they can. But like if they can't hear me, they're just staring a hole into them right now.
Audio's working.
All right, audio's confirmed to be working.
Does that mean it works?
Yeah, that means it works.
Oh, so they heard they heard my whole little diatribe.
Inflammatory
Talking
things.
about your inflammatory.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Your inflammatory.
But guess
bowels.
what? We're uncancelable. Knock on wood.
No, I don't know about that.
I said knock on wood. That's why I knocked.
All right, I guess we can rock and roll now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Every
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of The Swamp, brought to you live, presented by Fan First Network. Today, Prince Huda and myself, Peyton McWilliam, and the deep depths of Muskoka, Dylan Falavalita, we are bringing to you an NFL Preview 2025, a season that follows the Philadelphia Eagles, the worst fan base, well, the third worst fan base in the NFL, winning the Super Bowl against probably the worst fan base in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. We're hoping to relay. We're hoping to bounce back to a much better NFL season with hopefully my king winning the Super Bowl. But we'll allude to that a little bit later. Prince, I'm fired up, man.
I'm
Let's go.
excited, man. I mean, we are 3 weeks away. Today's Thursday, so literally 3 weeks today.
Yep.
Cowboys, Eagles, first night of the season. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know how much we agree on, how much we disagree on, but that's what's so good about the show. You know, you get two different opinions. Obviously, we want the opinions of you guys in here. And I'm just excited to see what you have to say about the season, what I have to say about the season. We did a little bit of debrief beforehand, and I think we have some differing opinions that will make for a good episode, so I'm excited here.
You know what the beauty about football is that you'll never find, if you got a group of 10 guys, opinion in some way or another. I wish Fala was here to chop it up with us. Shout out that absolute beauty in Muskoka getting eaten alive by bugs. But I think we're not going to agree on a lot today, and that's totally fine.
I hope so. I mean, if we're just agreed with each other, why would anyone want to watch, right?
Why are we sitting here?
Yeah,
Why are
we
sitting
would
here?
just both just be best friends
Yeah.
and then just watch games together,
Yeah,
you know?
and just, tie everything together.
Exactly. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to discuss. We're going to go through NFL awards, regular season, divisional predictions, and then, of course, the big one and the show, the big Super Bowl prediction, which I'm sure will draw some controversy in the social media comment section.
Guys,
That's what we're here for.
Let's keep in mind here, it's the NFL. It is August 21st. Happy birthday, Josh Renzi. August 21st, the Super Bowl is won and lost on February the 8th or something like
Something
that.
like that,
So many things come into account. You got rookies popping off. You've got injuries. You've got guys emerging from the woods. Anything can happen. That's the beauty of football. Any given Sunday. That's what makes the game so great. So if Prince lays an egg here tonight, or if I lay an egg here tonight, That's okay.
I mean, what do
That's
we know?
totally fine.
We're just fans.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is so special. Is like there's so many fans that want to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you're watching and if you ever wanted to do a show like this, it's that simple, man. Just start recording, say what you got to say, and hope to see you in the comments and hope to see your videos one day.
Yeah, send hate. All hate is welcome, and that is why.
And love.
And
Hopefully,
love,
we got
and
love
love.
too. You know what I mean?
That's why we are presented by Fan First Network, where the fans come first. We are the voice of the fans, and with that, the fans love no more than a good MVP narrative.
Starting hot.
And before we kick off the MVP narrative, or the MVP predictions, I want to
Okay.
allude to the whole narrative around the MVP. Okay, I think it's important to note that the NFL, like no other, is an MVP award. It's completely narrative driven. Every single year, stats this, stats that. No, listen, I'm the biggest Bills fan you're gonna find, but week 1 last season against the Cardinals, we're trailing from behind against a weak Cardinals team, and Allen's willing the team to a win, and fans are already chanting MVP, MVP.
But yeah,
Like
I mean,
he's the MVP. I'm not disputing that, but the point is, whatever the media wants to drive, that's what the fans are going to catch. So
and it's a quarterback award too. I know we
100%,
sit here and try
100%.
to, the hardcore gamblers will say running backs or defensive ends or
Yeah.
It's a quarterback award. It'll be the face of one of the biggest teams in the league, which happened to be the Bills last year.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Lamar, including myself,
Yeah.
but that's neither here nor there. This season, who do you got?
I got a 2-man race. To nobody's surprise, I think obviously I've got number 17 in the race, but you got to tip your cap to Lamar Jackson. I think the other part of it is it's the best roster on paper probably anyone's ever seen. Like that Ravens roster is just insane. Insane. And if it truly is a quarterback's award, you're going to reward the best team in the league. Like a guy like Lamar, he's too good to not piggyback on the guys that are beside him, right? So I do think that this year, narrative driven, I do have the Bills edging the Ravens in the standings. Are they going to win week 1? I don't know, but I think the Bills edge them in the standings, and I think Lamar pushes ahead. I think Lamar Jackson's the MVP of the 2025-2026 season. He's unbelievable, and the roster around him is even better. So.
That's fair. And like you said, it's a narrative-based award. Obviously, last year, I'd like to think it was pretty split towards the end of the season who was going to win. Maybe Lamar had better stats in certain categories, but Josh had never won before, and he did. It'll be a close race. I think the third, dog in that race, if we're going to pick a final 3, and my personal pick for MVP, Patrick Mahomes. It hasn't been a few years. The last 2 years, he's been struggling. Regular season, he hasn't had his best performances, always comes through in the playoffs. But I think now you got Hollywood Brown, you got Xavier Worthy, you got a rejuvenated Travis Kelce after he said, last year the spotlight kind of got to him, kind of being this new popular figure in this level of heights that he's never been before. He said he's going to lock back in, and then obviously returning from an ACL injury, Rashee Rice. I think this is the best offense Patrick Mahomes has had in the last few years, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him elevate his game to the levels we've seen in previous years. And let's not forget, the last time he won the Super Bowl, or lost the Super Bowl, he won the MVP the next season, and he also won the Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
I'm
not going to say the second part, but I just like to think Patrick Mahomes is a surefire MVP favorite in my opinion.
I can't argue against it, but I'm so sick of this guy, man. Like the true MVP, the true Chiefs MVP is Andy Reid.
Absolutely.
Like, we talk about it all the time. And listen, if you're sitting on your couch and you're crediting Patrick Mahomes constantly and you're not tipping your cap to Andy Reid, you're an absolute clown. Like hockey, you can go out and play. You throw the puck on the ice. Like a lug like me can go out there and just shoot the puck. But nobody can go out on a football field and orchestrate a 10 to 15 second play. It's Andy Reid, okay? If you plug Patrick Mahomes on the Bills, it's the same result. You plug Josh Allen on the Chiefs, it's the same thing. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
I don't know. Like, I look at the Super Bowl the first time they played the Eagles where this guy rolled his ankle, and a lot of people at halftime thought, all right, he's done. He came back in this game. He made the clutch passes. He had a clutch rush in the fourth quarter on that sprained ankle to win the game. Like, I just think there are some intangibles he has that he doesn't necessarily need to show in the regular season because of how good this team plays other teams. But I think this year with the arsenal he has on offense and just the fear narrative, like a lot of people, before February were talking about this guy in the Brady race and in terms of the GOAT conversation. And then obviously the Super Bowl with the Eagles happened and no one's even talking about that. I think this is the season Mahomes rights the wrongs. I don't think he approaches Brady in that conversation, obviously, but I think there's a lot to be considered, and he might win MVP this year, and will we be surprised by that at the end of the year?
You know what's funny is that it was 2020, it was the COVID year, and you get the Brady and Mahomes, and everybody kind of knows that it's the GOAT versus GOAT future, right? And Fala and I at the time, we were running a small Instagram account called The Blitz, and we just threw out our
shout out
hot
the Blitz.
take. Shout out the Blitz,
yeah.
man. The Blitz is dead, but the Swamp is alive and well. But we said in one of our points leading into the Super Bowl is if Mahomes doesn't get it done against Brady and the Bucs that season, the GOAT talk is over. And that same point when we were in 2020, I think still stands today and for the rest of the time. You couldn't beat a 40-year-old Brady. And as a Bills fan, like, get out of my face. But Brady's the GOAT. Mahomes will never be the GOAT. Andy Reid, however, I would take him over Bill Belichick. And I don't say that lately. But
that's fair. I mean, I think, like, by the end of the season, the three names you mentioned, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, that'll probably be the mix. A lot of people will probably say Joe Burrow. Yeah. I just don't love the Bengals team on paper this year.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to make the playoffs, it's going to be the same as last year. Will he even be considered for it? Who knows?
They don't even have Trey Hendrickson signed, right?
Yeah, I mean, he might go to – there's a lot of teams asking for him right now. Who knows what this team looks like
Why
week
not?
one. But,
I don't get it.
I don't know why he would stay.
Listen, on the last point of MVP, I want to give a shout-out to my dark horse pick.
Okay.
Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray, last season he's coming off the ACL injury, right?
Yep.
I think he's kind of been overlooked a little bit. Like, there's all the memes about him, but it's not a bad team on paper. You've got Harrison Jr. coming off his rookie season. I don't think that he overachieved, and I think that's kind of a good thing because a lot of the times you see a sophomore slump, right? Mm-hmm. But I expect not only Harrison Jr. to explode in his sophomore season, but I think Kyler Murray is going to lead that Cardinals team to potentially a division title.
That's interesting.
We'll allude to that later, but do you have a dark horse for the MVP?
Dark horse MVP. If I had to think crystal ball, how about Jared Goff? I mean, I like the Lions on paper a lot this year. They obviously are bringing back the same offense. They lost Ben Johnson, but I mean, the playmakers are all still there. Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. There was that one game last year where I think a lot of people... I think Jared Goff was in that race, and then there was that game where he threw 5 picks against the Texans where people are like, all right, he's just kind of being propped up by his supporting cast. I think if it's purely a narrative-driven thing, he might not win it. But if it comes down to stats, I don't think anyone would be surprised if this guy leads the lead in passing yards. He's got an incredible tandem in the backfield, too. So if we're looking at dark horses and we're just putting darts on a board here, why not Jared Goff in this conversation?
Well, listen, speaking of the Lions, our next topic is Offensive Player of the Year, and I'll get right into it. Offensive Player of the Year, I've got Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, fantasy-wise, betting-wise, you name it, he is the guy to go for. Throw your parlay on him, everything you got, for futures, for single leg, touchdown scorer, whatever you got. Push all the chips in on Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the Offensive Player of the Year this year. I do think that the offensive scheme for the Lions takes a huge step back. And with that, you get a cowbell, right? You get the guy that's running the rock and
a bell
pounding
cow.
It. A bell cow.
A cowbell or a bell cow.
A cow.
That too.
A cowbell. A cowbell, a bell cow, whatever it is. Jahmyr Gibbs is the cowbell for the Lions, okay?
Okay, I like that.
And I think at the end of the year he's going to break some records. I think he's going to he's going to be up there for touchdowns. I think if you're a fantasy guy, take a step back on David Montgomery because Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the guy.
It's funny you say that because I think right now fantasy, I believe Bijan Robinson would probably be the number one back taken in drafts.
Yeah.
And then shout out to the chat. Marcus Sports says Saquon in the.
Oh shit!
I'm not sure if that was to the MVP conversation or if that was a offensive player of the year pick, but
Cowbell.
yeah, I mean
man.
there's your top.
There's
three
another
right there.
cowbell right there.
Yeah, that's another cowbell, Saquon and Bijan. So you don't think Montgomery's gonna have any impact on this backfield? or what?
I don't want to discredit Montgomery, but like, I think what we saw from Gibbs last year, like that guy's a freak, man. That guy can run the football.
Mhm.
Like he catches the ball out of the backfield. He runs downhill. Like like this is my problem with James Cook. Like I don't see, like James Cook isn't a power back. Like if we need 2 yards,
You're not putting
like
him in the game.
I'm putting Ray Davis in the game. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. But Jahmyr Gibbs, like he's a similar build to James Cook, but he gets downhill.
Mhm.
And I think that he's a guy like you don't take off the field. He does everything.
That's fair.
So that he's my lead for offensive player of the year.
Yeah, I mean he's a really he's an incredible running back. He's gonna go top 5 probably in fantasy drafts. I just don't know because there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense if he can get it. But I guess my pick here, more of a homer pick. This shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone. I think he's the favorite on the betting odds right now, Jamar Chase. I mean the best wide receiver in football. I think there's
Lazy.
no doubt in my mind he's gonna win Triple Crown again.
Lazy pick.
It is a lazy pick, but it's also like he just got his contract.
He's
He's
no
got
cowbell.
Joe Burrow.
He's
He's no cowbell, but this is one of the few teams where it's like we're gonna pass the ball on first down. We don't care if we're down in the fourth quarter or we're in the last 2 minutes of either of the second quarter. We're just gonna throw the ball to Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins there, but I couldn't name you another receiver in that room. I just don't think there's anyone that has enough chemistry with Burrow outside of those two. You got Chase Brown in the backfield, but Jamar Chase is still young. He's entering the prime of his career. He's coming off one of the best seasons of his life. Who's to say he can't do it again? I'm not going to bet against this guy. I think the Bengals will be better than last year. I don't know if they're going to make playoffs. Their defense has a lot of issues, which will put that offense on the field and give Chase more chances to just not necessarily stat pad, but get those stats he needs. And I think the Triple Crown is very well within reach for Jamar Chase.
Yeah, it's a great division too, right? Like you got sleeper is the Steelers. Like
I think so too.
Like I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy, but like how do you ignore a division with obviously the Ravens, who I alluded to as the best team on paper ever, I think, and then the Steelers. Like if Aaron Rodgers can connect with DK Metcalf, like what's stopping them? I mean, probably a lot of things, but
couple different things.
But seriously, that's a tough division, and if they can't figure it out defensively, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, looking at the chat here, Nate says Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. Bills are poo.
Hey, Nate. Wait, is that like a real thing?
Yeah, Bills are poo.
Hey, Nate. It's a good thing we're on live, buddy. It's a good thing we're on live, because I'd have some things to say.
I like that.
You're wrong. At the end of the day, you're wrong, dude. Like, the Bengals have made the playoffs, once in the last 5 years? Twice in the last 6 years? Okay?
But they made the Super Bowl, though.
Sure, they made the Super Bowl. That's what everybody's, like, licking the lollipop for. Like, take a step back, buddy. If he was that good, then he'd be willing teams to the playoffs like Josh Allen is. Okay, so let's take a step back here, Nate.
I can't wait for that playoff game if it does happen this year. I don't think they're on paper to match up in the regular season.
They are.
Oh,
They
what
are.
week?
Listen,
Later?
okay, all right. And that being said,
That's a
okay,
big one.
there's been two major kryptonites for the Bills. Maybe 2.5.
More playoff wins, though, Nate says.
More playoff wins, though. I don't think that's just not true, dude.
I'm going to need a fact check on that.
Yeah,
but
we're
I'd like
gonna
to think
fact
it's
check
pretty
that here,
close.
Nate. I don't know about all that.
I think it's pretty close. Danny says y'all have more faith in the Steelers than me.
I'm sorry, Danny.
I mean, as a fan, I guess why. Obviously, you can be pessimistic, and we've had conversations before. But, I mean, that defense is there. You got Mike Tomlin still. Aaron Rodgers just has to be better than decent, or even just decent. So, we'll get into the Steelers during divisions. But
Yeah,
can we confirm that stat?
Nate, I'm gonna confirm with you here, pal. The Steelers. Joe Burrow has won 5 games in the playoffs. Josh Allen has won 7.
All right.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Well,
Thank you, Nate. Enjoy the 2021 playoff legacy run, because that's all you got. Thank you very much. Here we go. We got Vinny.
what are your thoughts on the 13 seconds? Okay, I feel like they're just
Yeah,
kind of picking
we're
on
gonna
you here.
we're gonna ban Vinny from the stream.
I'd like to think they're just kind of picking on you.
Hey, Vinny, I told you last night that I know who Vinny is.
Okay, never mind.
I told Vinny that he earned my respect last night. Made a great diving play, like 2 seconds in the game. We gave up a breakaway. You've lost all my respect, Vinny. So thank you. Thank you very
over.
much.
We already got ops.
Anyway, speaking of respect, defensive player of the year. And I'm going to segue the respect into a guy that deserves his respect, a guy that deserves to be paid. We hear a lot of things throughout the league about who needs to be paid. Like you got Terry McLaurin going on right now. Excuse me.
Yep.
Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
He is without a doubt the most talented defensive player in the league. The issue right now being, where's he going to play? Is he going to play? Is he going to play in Dallas? I saw that the Lions put in a trade for him. I saw that the Bills put in a trade for him. I think if he can settle before the season starts, I've got Micah Parsons as the defensive player of the year. The guy's unbelievable.
I like that. Well, we were talking before the show about I'm watching the America's Team Cowboys documentary on Netflix and how Emmitt Smith was in a similar situation to Micah Parsons entering I believe it was the 92 season where he thought that he should be paid as the highest paid running back in the NFL. Jerry Jones didn't think the same. It seems like a similar situation between Micah Parsons and the Cowboys right now. What happened was they started 0-2, and they gave Emmitt Smith his money. So I can see that happening, which is why I'm not sure. Will Micah Parsons hold out into the regular season? That might hurt his chances of winning this award if he's already down 2 games. So I'm going to go with the guy that I think is going to play every game this year. And he's been in the conversation almost every year, TJ Watt. I guess it's another square pick so far.
Holy
square
buddy.
on the board here.
Dude,
Jamar
can we
Chase
get a little creative
TJ
here?
Watt. But it's like, I mean, these awards...
ChatGPT'd his picks. It's unbelievable.
I just feel like these awards are won by the same people every single year. It's going to be Myles Garrett,
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, TJ Watt in that conversation.
I do feel like the offensive player of the year and the defensive player of the year, they're the least narrative driven. It's more stats based, like, and a little splash of who's most important to your team. I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, and arguably, or not even arguably, he's the best player on that Steelers team. They brought in Rodgers. That offense definitely took a step back, losing Pickens and Najee. They're going to need him to be the guy on defense and really help them, win some games, take those one-possession games, make those big plays, force those turnovers. And I think that it's, again, same with the Jamar Chase pick. Will it be any surprise if we're sitting here at the end of the year when he wins? Probably not. I know some people, want to go off the board, want to take these long shot picks. They want to get clicks. I love clicks. This is probably not going to get a lot of clicks, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be TJ Watt, and we're not going to be surprised by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think that he got a bag. He's not a guy that I think falls off after he gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that's made a ton of money in his career, and all these coaches make a great bag.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to the Coach of the Year segment on the Swamp. Who do you have as the Coach of the Year in 25-26?
Mike Vrabel.
Oh
I just feel
God,
like,
dude,
if
enough,
you think,
enough,
if
Prince.
you think about where this team was last year, New England Patriots, and we'll just start by saying, I'm wearing the shirt, the Brady jersey's in the room, that's my guy. But obviously, 4 wins last year. 2 of those wins were in week 1 and week 18. So in the 17 weeks, they won 2 games. They were terrible last year. They've improved in arguably every single position on the field. They got their offensive guy in the draft with Will Campbell, drafted a running back, signed Diggs, patched up the defense, and then you bring in Mike Vrabel, who's a lot better coach than Gerard Mayo. I think the bar is so low for this team that simply by winning 7 to 8 games this year, there's no doubt in my mind that he's a lock for this award. Obviously, Dan Quinn last year, he took this team to the playoffs, and people may say the Patriots are the Commanders. I don't think we're going that far. I don't know if this is a playoff team, but I think they're definitely going to win a lot more than 4 games this year. So by doubling your win total, having a much better team on paper, and being a lot more formidable in the AFC, I think there's no doubt in my mind that Mike Vrabel can easily win this award.
All right. I'll sound off on your pick and say this. My initial reaction may have been a little emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Patriots are going to be the second best team in the AFC East.
Right.
I think that they're an 8 to 9 win team in the league. So him being Coach of the Year, I don't think is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he does take them to the next level. But is it enough for Coach of the Year? I don't know. But again, it's not as outrageous as I had initially reacted.
Yeah, I think obviously, again, we're fans at the end of the day. This is obviously we're not going to sit here and say we're unbiased analysts. We obviously have our biases. I mean, shout out Foley, put the Seahawks in his top 10 teams in the NFL this season. You know what I mean? We're obviously going to have our biases. I just think if you put the bias aside, there's enough on paper for this guy to win. And if this team just make marginal improvements this year, why not? If not this year, maybe next year.
Nate says, Dan Campbell, Nate, get off ChatGPT, go read a book, throw on the TV, and watch some Ray Lewis highlights or something.
OVO Raptor 10. on Twitch says Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year.
Mike
pick.
Tomlin. That again, get off ChatGPT, get off Instagram. Enough. Like Mike Tomlin. What are you okay with 9-8 every year? Are you okay with a little 10-7? Yeah.
Mhm.
Are we okay with mediocrity? Is that what mom and dad taught you? Mike Tomlin, coach. Mike Tomlin, mediocre of the year.
Yeah.
I've got Sean Payton.
That's a good one.
The
That's
Broncos led Sean Payton, Sean Payton will lead the Broncos to a playoff run once again this year. Not only get to the playoffs, but I believe they're going to win a playoff game.
As a wild card, or
As a wild card, yes.
Okay.
We'll chat about it a little bit later. I think that division is going to be really tight. But that team is a team special, man. Like he was a candidate last year. I think Bo Nix isn't a scrub by any means.
No,
but
absolutely not.
is he a playoff quarterback year one? I don't know. Like I think Sean Payton is the real deal, and I think he's been disrespected for a long time, and I think part of that is the Russ era in Denver. So it's a big year, and it's a telling year for the Broncos franchise, whether Sean Payton and Bo Nix are the future. And I anticipate that they'll rise to the occasion.
I agree with that. I like Denver a lot this year. I think we'll get into that in the divisional predictions. Obviously, the one player we didn't mention on Denver, a guy who's definitely in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain, right? Or Surtain, you know? They are so good, and I remember thinking when they bring in a quarterback that's going to figure it out, this is a playoff team. And then they bring in Russ, and it doesn't work. They draft a rookie in Bo Nix, and it does work. And they got killed by your Bills in the wild card round last year. Hopefully they get a better seeded matchup this year. And who knows? The sky's the limit. Sean Payton, great coach. I believe in Bo Nix, and these are probably, again, similar situation where we might have just picked two of the finalists for this award when it's all said and done in February this year.
And we got Nate in the chat saying Bo Nix for MVP.
There you go.
Yeah, have another burger, Nate. Thank you, Nate. Bo Nix, phenomenal rookie year.
Yeah.
Moving into his sophomore season. Who do we expect to have a big rookie year? Who is your offensive rookie of the year?
I'm going to go off the board here. I think we took two square picks to start. Tetaroa McMillan, wide receiver, Carolina Panthers. This was a guy that, coming out of college, everyone revered as one of the best receivers. And then obviously the Travis Hunter hype started with the dual position play and the hype he has playing on Colorado. I think Tet fell under the radar a little bit, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. All the reports coming out of Carolina Panthers camp, he is their wide receiver one. They drafted Leggett last year. He was okay. I don't think he really reached the level that I think Carolina Panthers fans wanted, seeing the receivers of the past. And I think Tet McMillan's that guy. He's got the size. He's got the speed. And one of the coolest things I remember before the draft, he was on interviews saying he doesn't watch film. You know, he's just kind of doing his thing. And so for him to get drafted that high and he doesn't watch film, now imagine this guy getting paid to watch film. Now we're going to get another level of this guy. The Carolina Panthers are really bad. Their offense is going to be on the field a lot. I think it gives them a lot of opportunities to pad the stats, get to potentially 100 reception mark, almost a 10 touchdown season, definitely over 1,000 yards. I think there's a lot of intriguing rookies this year, but when the Carolina Panthers made that pick, that stood out in my mind. I got T-Mac.
Do you hear the words, he didn't watch film leave your mouth, though?
Yeah.
Do you hear them?
And in college, and he still got drafted top 10.
Yeah.
So now imagine this guy with a new mindset here.
You know who else did?
Who did?
Johnny Football.
Well.
You don't watch film in college and you're a stud. That's not how it works.
But what was he doing with his spare time? I think Johnny Manziel's a bit of a different issue.
What
here.
was he doing in his spare time?
I don't think
know.
there's a documentary worth of I mean, Johnny Manziel obviously had some issues. You know what I mean? He couldn't even hack into the CFL. So, no disrespect to the CFL. But, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be in that situation yet. Carolina Panthers are going to be bad. They're going to throw the ball a lot. T-Mac for Rookie of the Year.
All right. I've got, finally, my square pick of the day. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ashton Genty.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
you want to talk about another cowbell.
Yeah, cowbell right there.
I've got Ashton Genty. I think if you're in the top 8, somewhere in the range of 7 to 10 in fantasy, take the reach for Ashton Genty. I think he's going to be the true bell cow of the Vegas Raiders, and he's a stud. He's a stud. Like, you don't have a guy leave college and set the records that he did, unless you're out of shape like Eddie Lacy was, you're not going to see a 10-time step back. Eddie Lacy looked like Nate in the chat and myself in his prime. But yeah, I expect Ashton Genty to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. The guy's a stud, the Grim Reaper in the backfield, and I expect him to have an unbelievable rookie season.
Yeah, he was in that Heisman conversation too. I thought he should have beat Travis Hunter for it. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
the Raiders suck this year.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke that Travis Hunter was the Heisman winner over Ashton Genty.
It's a narrative award.
It's
It's
a
a narrative
It's
award.
unbelievable, man. And you've got these inbreds on Twitter that are talking about, oh well, he played 2 positions, dude. He wasn't even top 10 on both sides of the ball on either position. And you've got a guy that's breaking records, like records that have withheld for how long? Like, it's ridiculous to me, man. Justice for Ashton Genty. He's going to get some hardware, and Travis Hunter's going to lay an absolute egg this season.
And the
Lay an
Raiders suck.
egg.
Okay, that's a hot take. You don't like Travis Hunter at all this
Oh,
year?
dude, it's not that I don't.
I don't think he plays both positions. I
Well,
think he locks in
if
on
he-
wide
if-
receiver.
Listen,
I don't think he's
this
playing
is the
DB.
NFL. It's not college.
I don't think he's playing
Right?
DB.
You got Sean Payton. Sean Payton's going to say, okay, we're lining up against Travis. We'll cover him.
Yeah.
And then let's run a couple go balls on him. It's not how the NFL works. You're not playing both ways. And you know what? If he goes out and he plays both ways and he does it, tip my cap. Sure, you deserve the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, maybe you could be in MVP talks if you're a star on both sides of the ball. Why not? But Heisman, it's a joke.
I
It's a
wonder.
joke.
I wonder what that parlay would pay out. Travis Hunter to win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if that's
Oh,
possible. Maybe there is a book that's offering it, but that would be pretty surprising. He could be this generational unicorn. Like, I think that's the upside. Like, if I'm a team like Jacksonville, that's a great pick. This team is hopeless. They have no good players. They're in a division that they probably won't ever win. And you take a guy that could be that special unicorn player. Why not? Just give the fans hope. If he is, cool. If he's not, they took a risk and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be in the conversation for either award. I like Genty. I think, again, we probably have 2 of the finalists. But how about the Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Well, you know what? Quickly before we go to the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nate said his first intelligent thing in the chat, Cam Scatabo. Rookie of the Year.
Ooh!
I love
Ooh,
Cam
okay,
Scatabo.
okay.
Nate, you're a pigeon, buddy. But the Cam Scatabo pick, I like it, dude. I like it a lot. That's another cowbell. That's another bell cow that's coming into the league. Super underrated. Like, I'm shocked that people aren't talking about him the way that he should be. Like, you watch that college football playoff game.
Oh my
where
God, that
he
was
is
awesome.
putting the team on his back. Team on his back. Like, that's not a coincidence. He's got the build. He's got the frame. He's going to be a contender.
I love
100%.
I love the Giants draft this year. I was really high on Jackson Dart, Scatabo.
Love Dart.
And then I guess that segues into my Rookie of the Year, who they took in the first round, Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, just a unit. It's one of those things where guys just pass the eye test. Like, I don't watch a ton of college football, and then when my friends who do start telling me about certain players and I see it online, I watch them play. You just look at him, you're like, yep, that checks out. That's a future NFL All-Star right there. He checks all the boxes. Micah Parsons 2.0, as many like to call him. He's going to learn. He's got Burns there, Thibodeau. I mean, the Giants aren't going to be good, but they do have a lot of young, flashy players, and he definitely stands out. I guess that's my third square pick of the day. Abdul Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Shouldn't surprise anyone. That's my pick.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about Carter as well, but listen, I'm not gonna claim to be a defensive guru. I wish that our buddy Follow was sitting in the middle of us right now.
Yeah.
Because he'd have the real take. I'm going with the homer, the guy that I know the most about, Maxwell Harrison of the Bills. I loved his college film. And not only that, I think he's got opportunity with the Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills have had a really, really poor secondary, particularly corner, and a thin defensive back core over the past 2-3 years or so since Hyde and Poyer have been out. They've got Tre'Davious White. He's back, but he rolled his ankle today. There's nothing certain with what his future is going to look like. I think Harrison steps in early, and I think he steps up early. I think he's going to have a couple picks on the year. It's not really a defensive class that overwhelms me, and I think that's the part. If you can get a couple picks early on, teams that air the ball out. We've got the Ravens early. They're pretty balanced. But the Dolphins early, I think that's going to be a big game for him. It's not an overwhelming class. I wouldn't argue against Carter, but don't rule out Hairston.
I wonder what the odds are on that. Would you buy the jersey if he wins this one?
I will buy the Hairston jersey. Listen, there's only one number I'm wearing that's not my own or my brother's. But I will buy the Maxwell Hairston jersey if he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Or get a pick against Tua in week 2 or week 3 or whatever it is.
Maybe week 1 against Lamar.
Sure, week 1. Get a pick in the first 4 weeks, Hairston. I will buy your jersey.
Well, the Bills got 2 primetime games to start. They got Sunday Night Football week 1, Thursday Night Football week 3. So a lot of eyes are going to be on them early and often. So why not make a name for yourself?
Hey, there's a reason for that, baby. This is the year, man. This is the year. Okay, listen. Regardless of what you think about the Bills, okay, football in the NFL is what did I say earlier? A narrative-driven league, a narrative-driven sport. All roads lead to the Buffalo Bills facing their demons and conquering them. It's the last season in a stadium where they've just been beaten down mentally. Beaten down year after year after year. This is the year, this is the year, this is the year. But it's the last season. It's the last season in the stadium. And despite popular belief, okay, this is a roster that's gotten better. It's a roster that's gotten better on the offensive side of the ball with our boy Elijah Moore. It's a roster that's gotten a little bit better on the defensive side of the ball with Joey Bosa, okay? You ask a casual football fan what they think of the Bills roster, they have no idea. And that's okay. That's exactly how we want it. That's exactly how the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia wants it. If you think the Bills aren't contending at minimum, you're a goof. You're an absolute goof, okay? Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Bills are winning the Super Bowl. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Spoiler.
We'll break down our divisional winners. I guess I'll start. AFC East. Shocker. I've got the Buffalo Bills, but I want to shout out the New England Patriots, okay? That's tough for me to say. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough because they made me want to do bad things for a long time. They're going to be an 8 to 10 win team this year. Mike Vrabel's the real deal. Drake May's a good quarterback. He's a serviceable quarterback. The defense is all right. And it's a weak division. It's a weak division. Outside of the Bills, which they may even split the divisional series. This is another thing. If the Pats go in week 4 or week 5 and upset the Bills, everyone's going to be up in arms. It's divisional. Divisional matchups happen. But the Patriots are going to be a good team, but the Bills are going to come out as division winners in the AFC East.
Absolutely. And then I guess the 2 teams we didn't talk about would be the Jets and Dolphins. I don't see any path to success for either of those teams. Jets, I guess, to their credit, they brought in a quarterback finally. Justin Fields has had some success on different franchises, but they're not going to be good. We look at the Dolphins, Tua's health. I think he's one hit away from probably calling it a career. I think the expression I used earlier, one hit away from eating through a straw from the rest of his life. Here we are saying it. I don't love the situation with Tyreek. I think he's going to get traded this year. If we're looking hot takes, I think Tyreek gets traded. Man. Similar to a Devontae Adams situation, I just don't think he wants to be there, and the team's kind of fed up with him too. So I don't like them. I don't like the Jets. Patriots, I think maybe as a fan I'm a little more pessimistic than you, but you're a bit higher on them than I am. 10 wins, that's a playoff spot. Yeah. I would love to see them in the playoffs. I don't think so, but obviously this is the Bills' division to lose this year.
Yeah, I don't expect them to be in the playoffs, but I think their ceiling is a 10-win team.
I'd love it. I would love it.
Listen, I want to talk about Tua for a second here. I don't know if those are veneers. I feel like he just grew that through his brain because it's just mush. I pray for that guy. That guy's fucked. Part of my language, but that guy is not in a good place. To his loved ones, tell him to hang it up, please. For the love of the game and for the love of God, tell Tua to hang up his helmet and his shoulder pads, please. His brain is mashed potatoes. Please, as a Bills fan, please.
I think he transitioned well to a side one of those guys that does commentary. I could see him on First Take or one of those shows. He's well spoken. Like you said, he's got the veneers. Maybe he's preparing for his career off the field.
It could be.
Maybe he's getting ready for that. He's young. He's got NFL experience. He's a lot better than fucking Dan Orlovsky, who's sitting on TV every week. I could see him in that ESPN slot.
Hey, easy on Orlovsky, man. I love Orlovsky.
I'm not a big fan of Orlovsky. I'm sorry.
Jeez. Well, we'll get away from the snoozing AFC East. Probably one of, if not the best division in football, the AFC North. I said it earlier. I think it's the best team on paper we've ever seen. Like, not that Madden is your gospel, but you've got 9 players that are 90+ rating in Madden, and they don't hand out those ratings like it's candy. It's the best team we've ever seen on paper. The Ravens are going to spank everyone in their division, even the Bengals. I don't
know about spank because Lamar has struggled with the Steelers his entire career. So I do think the Steelers maybe give them trouble, not necessarily for the division, but I do see them reaching that wild card spot. If it's between the Steelers and Bengals, I'm going to take the Steelers right now. But to your point, it's the Ravens division to lose.
Yeah. I think it's less about Lamar and more about the roster. You're saying Lamar has struggled with the Steelers, excuse me. It's less about Lamar and it's more about the roster. Jair Alexander. It's a team that's got better, man. Like Roquan Smith. Like that defense. There's no reason why they should have lost what's the excuse, guys? Your MV3 Lamar Jackson lost to the rebuilding Buffalo Bills last year in the playoffs. You can blame Mark Andrews all you want, but it's a team sport, isn't it?
It always comes down to 1 or 2 plays with the Ravens. I
think
last year was that. The year prior where they had home field against the Chiefs and they still somehow blew it. You got Derrick Henry. Maybe this game plan for the playoffs is just put the ball in Henry's hands the entire game.
Oh, my God.
Don't even have Lamar throw it. Don't even overthink it. Just give Derrick Henry the rock the entire game.
If you are the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator, you'll never, ever, ever have a better opportunity in your life to construct an offense. You have probably, and I don't want to call him the best, you have probably the best dual threat quarterback of all time in Lamar.
Yeah.
He's better running than he is throwing, and you have the greatest power back of all time in your backfield. There's no reason why you can't put a game plan together that mixes it up, punches defenses in the throat, and mixes it up with a pass, deep, short, mid, whatever it is. There's no reason why a defense should be able to figure that out. It's pathetic. They should have won the Super Bowl last year.
You could argue last 2 years.
Absolutely, man. It's insane, man, especially with Derrick Henry.
We'll see. I mean, this is I don't know if Ravens fans will ever give up on this team. But at what point do you say if they come 1 or 2 plays away from making the AFC Championship or Super Bowl this year that you go, is Lamar the guy? I don't know if we're close to that yet because of the regular season performances. But if this happens 3 years in a row in the playoffs, at what point do you say, okay, what's going on here?
Man, I don't know. That's so tough. Like, if anybody says, is Josh Allen the guy, I'm smacking you in the face.
Fans feel the same way.
I'd hope so. But you never know with some of these brain-dead Ravens fans. Lamar is their god until he lays an egg. And,
but he's done it in the playoffs before. Yeah. So it's like...
Anyways, lots of Ravens... slander, but we'd have them winning the division as we do the Bills. On to the probably one of the poorest divisions in the NFL, definitely the poorest division in the AFC South. I have the most overrated quarterback in the NFL, C.J. Stroud, and the Houston Texans winning this absolute snooze fest division. I couldn't even tell you who the other 4 teams are, who the other 3 teams are. It's the opposite of a gauntlet. It's a snooze fest. It's a disgrace. C.J. Stroud, you're overrated. Houston Texans, I hope you enjoyed the one run with Deshaun Watson where he survived it and beat the Bills in the wild card. Enjoy the division. It's all you're getting. You're not winning a playoff game. Who do you got?
I'll take the Jaguars. Why not? You know what? This is a division.
My God!
Where I don't really feel like there's a skill gap that's insane between 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Texans, Joe Mixon's not going to start the season. The rumor is he's probably going to be on the pup. They don't have Tank Dell. They drafted a receiver. I don't love their offense this year. Baker Mayfield looked like an MVP last year
Hey.
with the fact that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin weren't even in the lineup at some points for that season, and he was still making it work. Brian Thomas Jr. is there. Trevor Lawrence healthy. I think that's the big concern. Can Trevor Lawrence stay healthy? If he does, I mean, this team's been close to winning the division before he gets hurt last year. I can see it happening this year. And the Texans on paper, they just don't wow me. Like, to your point, is that a team that should win a division, any other division in the NFL? Probably not. So why not throw the dice here if Travis Hunter could be that unicorn and stands out at one position, whether it's defense or offense, or maybe both? You got Trevor Lawrence, who had a ton of hype coming out of college, at Clemson. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to be the next big thing. Maybe he finally reaches that stride. We've seen this team rise to the occasion in the playoffs before. Fuck it. I'll go with Jacksonville Jaguars.
I respect it. I respect it. I think. Oof.
Not a lot to say. It's not a sexy pick. It's one of those.
It's
we'll
not.
see. Yeah.
It's not. But if there's a division where you're going to mix it up and go against the grain, why not the AFC South and the Jacksonville Jaguars? Now, probably a pretty sexy division this year.
Yeah.
We've got the Chiefs. We've got the oh-so-sexy Raiders. We've got the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
And we've got the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, it's going to be a pretty top-heavy division with those three, with the Raiders probably falling very, very well below the upper echelon of that division. But I've got the Chiefs. I don't think that they sweep the division like they have in previous years. I think they are sitting around the 3 seed, maybe the 4 seed of the division. But ultimately, it's Andy Reid. The Chiefs are going to chief. They're going to work their magic, their little Taylor Swift magic, and they're going to win the AFC West once again.
Yeah, there's no surprise there. I think it's their division to lose. The Chargers are a really good team. The Broncos are a really good team. But the Chiefs are an elite team. And they just lost the Super Bowl. How do they respond? I think they're just going to go roughshod this year. As I said prior, I think Patrick Mahomes is my MVP pick. They won a lot of one-possession games last year. And I think if you really buy into the Chiefs' conspiracy propaganda like we have, there was a play where the Raiders fumbled at the last possession of the game. We had the Broncos block field goal. Isaiah Likely stepping out of bounds. The Chiefs should have lost a lot of games last year. I don't think they're fucking around this year. I think it's the Chiefs are going to go wild on the AFC this year.
Yeah, I would agree. And we're gonna get to the NFC. This is the back half of the episode here. The NFC East. Chatted about it earlier. Shout out to our boy Marcus Jackson, MXJ Sports. Fly Eagles fly. They're gonna win the division.
Yep.
It's pretty dramatic, drama-filled division, but the Eagles are gonna win it. They're, again, probably one of the best teams on paper this year. It's not really gonna be a competition, but.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to say about the Eagles. They pretty much brought back the entirety of their team. They got a lot of young guys in that offense, or their defense, that are improving. The Commanders are there. I almost said the red word. I didn't say it. The Commanders are there. Terry McLaurin, where are you? Are you going to play this year for the Commanders? Are you going to go somewhere else? We don't know. Cowboys, you want to talk about a boatload of question marks. 2 of the top teams in this division have their top players wanting contracts, and then the Giants are just the Giants. I think this is Eagles easily.
Yeah. I think whether Commanders fans want to admit it or not, shout out Mr. Zeke Bell. They're going to take a huge step back this season. Jaden Daniels was outstanding in his first year, but he can't keep it up. They're going to take a huge step back.
Even they bring in Debo.
Doesn't matter. Oh, my God.
They bring in big boy Debo.
2 cheeseburgers
The
away
fridge.
from a tight end.
The fridge.
Yeah, we'll go on to the NFC North now. In my opinion, the best division in football this year, the most even division in football. I feel like I've said best division like 5 times now. Here's a wrench in the plan.
Okay.
The Chicago Bears.
Wow.
The Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Listen, I don't love the whole nail painting garbage from Caleb Williams, but I think this guy's legit, man. I think the Chicago Bears are going to win the division. I think it's going to become pretty clear to halfway through the season. The Vikings don't have it with J.J. McCarthy. The Packers, I always feel like they're a bad cold that you can't get rid of, but they just don't have it to me. And then the Lions, I think the Lions are... If you're a Lions fan, you should be concerned right now, man, because whether you like it or not, that offense is taking a step back. Like, you cannot replicate what you did in the previous 2 seasons with your offensive coordinator when he's gone. You can't do it. You can try. Many will try to duplicate, but none will. None will. They'll struggle. Their defense has been hot garbage for as many years as their offense has been good. I think the Chicago Bears are a complete team, and they make the playoffs at 11-6, 10-7. Caleb Williams, another sleeper for MVP.
That's big.
I know, very
That's
big.
big. Yeah. I mean, I think that you're one of the few Caleb Williams truthers that I've seen.
Man, I feel pretty dirty saying it, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm going to go the Lions. As funny as the takedown was, I'm going to go Lions. They have all the playmakers. Their defense will come back healthy. Again, this is the problem with this league is injuries happen so often. And it's like, you remember Marvel made that show What If with all those different...
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the NFL could be like that with all these different
Yeah.
timelines and what ifs of people not getting hurt. What if the Lions defense didn't just become a hospital bed by the end of last season? Who knows? I like Dan Campbell. Definitely concerns me that they lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. Their defense was trash, so it's probably a good decision on the defensive side. But you have all these playmakers in place. I just feel like the Lions are going to run roughshod over majority of the NFC. Not every team, because they definitely have teams that are less superior than. But when it comes to this division, I guess I'm just riding the homer picks today. Give me the Lions here.
Yeah, you know what? I can't argue against it. Like, the proof is in the pudding. They've been great the past couple of years. The step back,
And they're so fun to watch. I mean, like
They
those
are, they
games. The reason they're always in prime time is because those games are electric. Whether it's one of those hook and ladder plays with Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, they're just so fun to watch. We need the Lions in the playoffs, so I'm hoping they make it there.
Yep. No, they're fun to watch, but you know who else is fun to watch? We talked about Johnny Football earlier.
Yeah.
The second coming of Johnny Football, the guy that stayed a little bit off the booze, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to win the NFC South. Baker is electric, man. Baker is the truth. The Cleveland Browns trading him is the best thing that could have ever happened to him. Baker, I love you. I'd love to have a beer with you. I'd love to have you on the Century Club. Please join us one day.
Or the Swamp.
Or the
I'd like to
Swamp.
have him right
love to have you right
here.
here. Well,
I'm a Zen guy, too. We'll get along really easily.
But Baker and the Bucks. Again, another weak division. It's a pretty easy pick for me. I think that they could even make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Evans got hurt last year. Chris Godwin got hurt last year. They still
They're
won the
so old,
division.
man. They're so old.
Another dark horse for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ibuka, the new receiver they drafted. McMillan's going to start on the pup. Godwin's going to start on the pup. This guy's going to